Jambo and welcome to the second edition of Good and Happy News TV, where we strive just to bring you the good and happy news from all over the world and share it with you. Now, thank you for the amazing feedback from the first edition, a lot of love and more ideas, and more importantly, all the good and happy vibe stories that you have shared. Keep them coming. So without much panganga, let me just get right into it. In the headlines, Kenyan innovators get a boost for their ventilator prototype. My good old friend and one of Kenya's filmmakers, Mugambi, gets a new look. And the ever serious DPP cracks a joke. And who has the final say? You?
Hi, neighbors!
Or your neighbor? Welcome. I'm your host, Eddy Kimani. We start off with a story that just screams of our resilience and the no human is limited spirit in us as Kenyans. In a post on LinkedIn by a friend and a sport journalist, Daniel Wahome of KBC, he shares a clip, and in his own words, he says it is without a doubt that sport has been heavily affected by measures that have been put in place to contain the spread of this coronavirus. Now, athletes are not able to interact with their coaches or training partners. Now, these restrictions on person-to-person interaction means that athletes have to train alone and heavily improvise. Kenyan para-athlete Vincent Mutai still hopes to make it to the Paralympics in 2021. One of Mutai's strong events is a long jump. To stay in shape, he dug up a pit at the family home in Chebole, Bomet County. Indeed, no human is limited. Now, in our debut edition of the Good and Happy News TV last week, we featured two Kenyan innovators who invented a much-needed device, a ventilator, in the fight against coronavirus. Guess what? They have received a major boost towards the invention. Now, Samuel Cairo and Paul Kariuki, alongside Dr. Jane Derito and Peter Ndegwa, have been awarded 200,000 shillings by the Ministry of Trade to come up with a proper ventilator prototype. Paul and Samuel's story was first highlighted by Kenyans.co.ke after the two posted a video online about a ventilator that they had created. Dr. Derito will work together with the team to ensure the final product is safe to use on patients who are in dire need of air but have difficulty in breathing. Now, for those who do not know, a ventilator is a machine that provides mechanical ventilation by moving breathable air into and out of the lungs to deliver breaths to a patient who is physically unable to breathe. And some good news as Kenya continues to battle this coronavirus pandemic. The Kenya Medical Research Institute, KEMRI, has started manufacturing coronavirus rapid test kits to ease the testing burden at the state's facilities. KEMRI, which is leading in sampling cases, has had a production unit for some years now. The move is part of the government's efforts to start working on factors that will facilitate mass testing for its residents. Now, Kenya's Director of Public Prosecution, the DPP, Nordin Haji, has one of the toughest jobs in the country. And it's really hard to even imagine he has a funny bone in him or he never gets amused. But lo and behold, this guy has jokes. And it's refreshing to see him responding to questions by Yvonne Okwara in a live interview he was hosted on in the week.
I just want to caution everybody to observe the rules. And especially the young people. I know there's this popular song going on Okonko, and I must say that here hawatawezana na COVID. As much as we are talking about Okonko, let's make sure that Okonko understands that hatawezana na corona if he doesn't observe the rules. On a light note, Yvonne.
Yes, it is on a light note. Thank you very much.
I must admit, he's one of the coolest DPPs Kenya has ever, and it's a round of applause to him for sending a direct message to young Kenyans and the rest of us oldies. Itabidi tumewezana na hii coronavirus. Ama ni aje? Now let's look at what's happening in the counties. There are many of us putting unbelievable efforts in fighting this pandemic, and it's really great to see leaders of note putting great emphasis on this fight. One of them is Mombasa County Governor Hassan Joho, who has been very visible in this cause. In his county, one of the landmarks and crucial transport infrastructure is the ferry that links Mombasa Island and Likoni, where Hassan Joho Foundation, the Suleiman Shebal Foundation, the Technical University of Mombasa, and the Kenya National Chamber of Commerce collaborated and installed the first of its kind sanitizing booth in the country to cater for the huge numbers of commuters who utilize the ferry in their hundreds on a daily basis. Still doing rounds in the counties, from Kitui County, it is on the world map now after joining global efforts in producing much needed face masks. The Kitui County government-led initiative is making more than 30,000 surgical masks per day. Now, the factory is being operated by nearly 400 stitchers, out of which 80% are women. They specialized majorly in making all sorts of uniforms, embroidering sets of mats and napkins before shifting their effort on producing surgical masks. They are said to meet the high industry standards for the N95 respirators or face masks. And still some good news from our beloved country, Kenya. Aga Khan University Hospital has set up a 100-bed COVID-19 field hospital at the Aga Khan Sports Club. The hospital has also adopted a technology that enables the successful ventilation of 2 patients with 1 mechanical ventilator to use in the worst case scenario where the number of patients exceeds the available machines. This is the first time this tech is in utilization in sub-Saharan Africa. The hospital has also designed equipment for disinfection by UV light. Now, talking about young minds, a young boy from Migori has designed a modern safety isolation center plan to help the Kenyan government fight the coronavirus. Now, in this report by star.co.ke, the 14-year-old Joe Noel from Nyamome village says using schools as quarantine centers will worsen the situation when the schools reopen. So he developed the idea after watching the news about the coronavirus outbreak in the world.
When you are found positive, you'll be taken to the main isolation room, which is at the end. When you are found negative, you'll be held here for another 14 days to know that whether you are recovered or not.
Mara nyingi anaweza kuwa na urahisi wa kufanya vitu vingi kwa kuwa anafanya udadisi. So mimi sijachukulia maneno sana, lakini na hope atakuwa mbali.
His model facility is called Maximus Isolation Center, which he believes can support the government's efforts in fighting the pandemic. Now, this one, I had to share it as it's one of those interesting stories that I think will, of course, take our interest. And that's happening since Corona decided to shake up our lives. Now, this man here, Mugambi Nthiga, a brilliant filmmaker, director, actor, storyteller, who is currently enjoying the great response to his feature film Lusala, which is his directorial debut. Now, I have been fortunate enough to have acted with him on a film project, and he has also directed me. He has had this signature look for the longest, but now, because face masks, he has decided to get rid of his look, and we, people of film and theatre industry, will have to get used to this new look. However, I salute you, Mugambi. This is very bold of you, or you just couldn't find a face mask that accommodated and complemented your immaculate beard. Well done, Mugambi. Well done. Let's cross borders now. Some form of physical activity is very important as we adhere to the stay-at-home directive, and one of East Africa's senior leaders has not been left behind in keeping fit and active. President Yoweri Museveni changed his suits and military regalia into a sports attire and challenged not only the Ugandans but everyone to exercise indoors.
Count. That too.
And jumping a couple of more borders, if you've been spending most of your time online, then you might have come across a new video meme. In this report by Al Jazeera, people online have discovered the video of Ghana's dancing pallbearers who are killing boredom by creating interesting memes around the world. Now, this video from an African funeral service is tickling the funny bones of people online.
Religiously, they don't do this. Traditionally, we don't do this. So we don't know where we can fit it in, but it has come to stay.
quest to look for videos that make us happy. Thanks to Facebook again, the video caught my eye is one of these where a man from Africa somewhere, I'm not sure where, and this is one of those moments that surely brings tears to your eyes now that humanity is still intact.
Thank you very much.
And from further afield, a 36-year-old man in the USA, Jason Garcia in Orange County, California, recently recovered from COVID-19, and after getting back home, he decided to do one better for humanity. To celebrate his recovery, he posted on social media to let his friends know he had been infected with coronavirus and had recovered, and that he went back to the same hospital to donate his plasma to a COVID patient in the ICU. The plasma was transfused into patients at the hospital ICU that were COVID-19 positive. Within 4 days, all his plasma rich with antibodies had been given out to 3 different COVID-19 patients. Garcia is one of the first to donate plasma in the fight against coronavirus. Still from further afield, the next story is not that recent. It happened in September of 2018, where a farmer by the name of Derek Klingenberg wanted to celebrate the completion of his brand new grain storage silo in a unique way. That's when he decided to do something that's captured in the net's imagination. He invited a choir to sing a favorite Christian hymn in the empty grain silo. Down to the River to Pray is a beloved song to many Christians. The echo and acoustics provided by the grain silo will enrapture you. The sound is so pure. Have a listen to this. And a university in Japan has held a graduation ceremony for students using avatar robots remotely controlled by graduating students from their homes. The avatar robots, dubbed New Me by developer NAA Holdings, were dressed in graduation caps and gowns for the ceremony, complete with tablets projecting the graduates' faces. Business Breakthrough University in Tokyo said it hoped the approach could be used as a model for other schools wishing to avoid large gatherings amid the pandemic. Now on to some clips that have made me laugh all through this week. I'll share them with you. Now, my friend here, I think, had the right intentions, but he got his neighbors in the wrong mood maybe. Or maybe we Kenyans are not so good at singing from our balconies.
Hi neighbors! Who has the final say? Shut up!
And here's a video of a young girl dancing with her granddad in the US. It's now a daily occurrence for them between the two, who live across each other, and since the virus is keeping them separated, they decided to have the dance-off with the grandpa, who is turning 81, putting in some great effort. Can you match that? And yep, this will be me after the quarantine, taking my first sip of gin and tonic. Thank you to my friend Gakonjo Kaiwa for the video on Facebook. Now looking at the favorite stories of the week from the local sports scene, golf clubs have not been left behind in responding to the coronavirus pandemic, as the clubs and their members gave off themselves to help those in need. One of them is Kenya Railways Golf Club, which created a caddies program where they donated foodstuffs to aid the caddies and their families in these trying times. The club, led by chairman Captain Kihara, donated 86 food packs, each pack supporting a family of 4, and they plan to do this for the next 20 weeks. Well done, Railways, well done. And the spirit of giving continues as individuals, groups, and organizations are going all out helping the most vulnerable. Singer, or better known as Independent African Queen, or if you like, Akothe, is a force to reckon with, as you may now know that she has once again put on her philanthropic hat and coming to the rescue of those in need during these pandemic times. The flamboyant singer, who celebrated her birthday last week through her foundation, donated 500,000 shillings towards vulnerable communities affected by COVID-19. The CEO and founder of Akothe Foundation has also partnered with Tuskys supermarkets to collect dry foods all over the country to assist the vulnerable during this pandemic period as proof that we totally need each other. Akothe, bless you, bless you, bless you. So as we wind up, please remember, let's follow the instructions from the government and the authorities and fight this pandemic. Stay at home, wash your hands, and keep social distancing. I also continue to urge you to remember that our well-being during this pandemic is crucial. Let's take care of our mental health the same way you are taking care of your physical health. This self-isolation is taking its toll on us and will impact us in ways, especially the longer it goes on. Here are a few coping tips. Set a limit on social media. Stay active. Connect with loved ones who may be experiencing stress. Set up buddy groups, and I'll stress on this. You can do this with your family, your friends, and regularly checking in with them, either online or by phone. This can offer support to anyone struggling or reach out to others if you need to. Be kind to yourself. This is very important. If you don't feel up to doing anything, that's fine too. It's important to be kind to yourself and recognize when you need a break. And if it all gets overwhelming, get professional help. Now, the Kenya Red Cross is one of the many organizations that focusing on helping with the mental health side of things during this period. They are offering free counseling. Just call them on 1199. That is 1199 for any necessary referral and psychosocial support. And that's it for this edition of the Good and Happy News TV. We seem to be getting some traction, and as always, I will do my best to round up some more good news and good stories and share with you. Let's keep doing this. Keep watching and sharing this episode as much as you can, and keep and put a smile on somebody's face. If you have some good news to share, please like on Facebook the Good and Happy News TV page and share with us. Kwaheri. See you soon.